Well, I guess we'll use really more or less the same palette in the sky as we do on this line of trees. This shoreline in the distance. Won't be using, probably will not be using cad yellow pale. We'll certainly be using less yellow ochre. We will mostly be more of the purples, cobalt blue, alizarin crimson, and ultramarine blue, alizarin crimson. Bit of raw umber, varying degree of whites. Okay, so that's kind of what we're going to shoot for here. And I'm going to also try not to be too tidy, which is a trap I fall into very often, very easily. Well, a trap. If that's the intention of your painting, it's not a trap, it's just how it goes. That's okay. But when you're trying to do something loose, for one thing, sitting down isn't the best thing. But I think I've explained to you that I do have some back issues, and after a while, it's not worth it for me to stand up and paint. So we do what we can do. And I often, when I have a brush loaded with a color, I will put little swatches of it in all kinds of different areas within a certain plane, because that provides a really good aid for me to get roughly similar values and chromas on a single plane. I think that's a little darker than I would like. I know it looks like a mess, and it will, until it gets quite close to me having the area covered. And then I'll try to pull it together and have it end up looking more, along the lines of, or very easily interpreted as a distant row of, a distant shoreline. Okay, I think I'm going to push the speed it up a little button. So you can see what I've got here now, more or less. As with leaving the sky off, or not quite finishing the sky earlier, I've groomed it a little bit, touched it up. I'm going to call the sky done now. And now I have again, placed in the bush very roughly. There's a lot of color in here, a lot of design. I'm going to change a few lines here and there, maybe accentuate some shadow, and maybe put in the odd highlight as well. For the time being, that's it. I'll probably talk to you after the weekend. I will take the camera off the tripod and just give you a little walkabout. There, that's maybe a little better view of what we have in place. We'll just have a little look at the sky here. This might be a better angle to see some of the strokes and the color than where the camera sits when I'm painting. But there are only so many places I can put the camera when I'm painting, so that's just part of the game. Okay, and down to these bushes. You can see there's quite a variety of color. Been very rough. It went in very quickly. I was going to speed up part of this video, but it was going quickly enough that I thought, I'll just leave it. Do it in real time. But look at the variety of color in those strokes. That comes from avoiding over-mixing. Now it's on the canvas. If there's some parts that are too raw, I can mix it right on the canvas. I can tone it down while it's on the canvas. Not a problem. Oh, the fun of using a knife. Pretty hard to pick out individual trees. But as an impressionistic painting, and as hopefully a fairly loose one, individual trees, certainly that are that distant aren't important. Just the close ones are. Alright, thanks. I guess we will talk to you on Monday.